The second round of the NRUK Pro-Am series today heads to the Kansas Raceway for 27 laps. The second race of the NRUK Pro-Am series season should be a cracker as we go racing here today on this 1.5 mile track. Joining me in the booth today is NRUK Cup Series driver and NRUK Pro-Am Series team owner Nathan Stapleton. Staple, welcome to the booth. What will it take to win Kansas today?
Thanks for having me. Kansas is way different than from Daytona. They actually have to drive this racetrack unlike going full throttle at Daytona. We might see multi-groove racing, and we might see some punch still. But it's going to be an interesting one for sure. And we have to wait and see who can survive Kansas and won the white line the best.
Exactly that. Smart Motorsports is continuing their great role in the NRUK as of recent. Another one of their drivers today grabs the pole. That's Ash Jacobson in the 93. Nicky Morris starts to his outside for MJM, Mac Johnson Motorsports. And the Fords seem to have good pace. Of course, they are the most dominant team in this series, but quite a few of them starting up in the front. As the command gets the drivers ready to go racing here as they all come off the grid. Ash Jacobson on pole then. Nicky Morris. Dylan Cunningham, the Daytona winner, starting from last. Oh, we got a car on the apron here already. Who's this? It's Austin Vince for BJ McLeod Motorsports. And that's a move before the race started.
Well, looks like they already blew up an engine even before the race started.
Yeah.
That's not good for BJ McLeod Motorsports.
It's not. I think that's the second failure they've had in the car this year, Austin Vince. He had problems at Daytona as well. So just the worst possible luck for him to start off this season. Really not ideal, but it's going to reduce our field down to 29 as they get ready to come to the green. Ash Jacobson and Nicky Morris are ready to go racing, as are all the drivers here in the NRUK Pro-Am Series. The pace car is down pit lane for the second time this year. We're going to go racing as they come down to the start-finish line. Green flag is in the air. We're racing at Kansas. Down in turns 3 and 4 then for the first time today. It's Ash Jacobson out in the lead. Tim Gary is in second. Look at Dylan Ebrahimian coming up on the inside as well.
Well, we talked about during the pre-race about those two cup leeches. Well, Tim Gary all the way up to second in that 0-2, but he has help from behind in the number 25 of Dylan Ebrahimian up to third.
Yep, there's a gearbox issue on the 78 that has, limited him from starting this race. So Austin Vince down pit lane with that issue. Ash Jacobson leads the opening few laps. Tim Gary on a charge though. Look at Dylan Ebrahimian, Jacob Boyd in the 22 as well. And Boyd's going to look to overtake the 25 for third.
And he's going to try, but he can't quite get there to the inside. That's the tough thing about Kansas, and especially this old Kansas, because it's much flatter than the new configuration. It's hard to pass and get the inside to actually work properly. But right now, single file throughout most of the field, never mind battle raceway between Tim Gary and the number 93.
And Tim gets to the inside for that Moneyline sponsored Team Penske entry. Tim with a great run on the inside there. He passes him into the lead. But Jacobson's going to look to fight back here. Got good momentum through turns 3 and 4. Can he get to the inside? He will. Jacobson looking to go back towards the front.
Two attempts of passes for the race lead in one lap. That's the great thing about Kansas. And now here comes the 25 of Dylan Ebrahimian moving his way up to second and maybe even to the race lead here soon.
77 behind them, that's Hawk Spletzer making his first ever NRUK Series start. Remember, Akira Saito drove that 77 entry for Blue Jay Motorsports last week. Now it's Spletzer's turn to come up towards the front, and he is driving that car really well. Toyota Camry, mixing it up here with the Fords, who are dominating up at the front.
Yeah, this is kind of like how it is in real life. A lot of Fords up front, not that many Toyotas, but why not that 77 doing a great drop in second here at Kansas. And with this only being 27 laps, they have to get a move on, and they have to do it right now, and that's what some of these guys are doing. But some of these guys are also just staying in the back right now, but they can't be doing that with only 21 laps left in this race.
Abrahamian, of course, running for Railfan Motorsports. That's Bradley Ream's team, Blue Jay. And then we've also got Collins racing as well for Mitchell Collins. They have the direct link to Penske. That must be a huge help for them in terms of getting their cars ready for race weekend. And here's one of their drivers, Jacob Boyd, having a nice run here inside the top 5. But maybe Spletzer's going to look for the lead in the turns 1 and 2 this time.
He can't quite get there as the 25 shuts the door on the 77, but he's going to try to move him out of the way. Very close contact racing, but here comes the 22, moving his way up to the front, and he's going to move the 77 out of the way. Boyd up to second.
Yeah, it's a good move from Jacob Boyd, but I tell you who's loving all that right now, it's Dylan Ebrahimian. As those two battle behind him, the 25 has sailed out in front. Boyd into second, but now here come the Smart Motorsports Battalion. All 3 of their cars up towards the front. Alison Rain, she's doing a good job. There's Ash Jacobson. Here comes last week's winner, Dylan Cunningham. So Smart Motorsports obviously have the advantage here in the NRUK Pro-Am series early on. They found out something that these other guys haven't at this early stage of the season.
They definitely have all 3 cars inside the top 5 now, and like you said, there's a lot of Fords, and we are seeing most of a lot of these Fords already, because the top 5 are all Fords. But now Smart Motorsports teammates can work together to team up against the 22, and never mind now number 93 of Ash Jacobson tried getting to the inside of Alison Ray, but couldn't get the job done.
10 laps out of 27 completed. Off the pace, Ryan Henderson for Premium Motorsports, who made the Daytona 500 last week after qualifying his way through the NRUK Pro-Am Series race, but he is right behind the pack here. Same with Bradley Ream in the 40. So those guys, obviously, something must be wrong on their car, I don't know what, but they're slower compared to the rest of the field. Could the 27 potentially be a lap car for some of these leaders?
We just have to wait and see if it goes long enough. It could, but right now the 25 is loving what he's seeing right behind him, and now they're gonna continue battling for second between the 22 of Jacob Boyd and the 93 of Ash Jacobson. But the 22, that 22 car for Mitchell Collins Racing is fast, bad fast. Now he really wants to catch up to that 25 before someone else tries to pass him for second.
Of course, you've got to think with this package and these, really big spoilers, it creates a lot of draft and a lot of dirty air. So you think maybe that because Ebrahimian's got such an advantage out front, maybe these guys cannot catch his draft at this current point and maybe catch up to him. He's got almost a 4/10 lead over Boyd in second. But Boyd looks to run that down this lap as Dylan Cunningham has worked himself into the top 3. Jordan Edwards, though, for the 81 car, Joe Gibbs Racing. Here they are up at the front. Dex Imogen came on board that Toyota Camry this season. And Jordan Edwards here towards the front couple of drivers.
That A1 has popped up out of nowhere. Same with the number 7 of Jade Madison.
Oh, free wide.
12.
Fletcher makes it free wide. The 93 has to back out, loses a lot of momentum on the high side there. As towards the front, Jacob Boyd has reeled into this lead of Dylan Ebrahimian.
And he's going to try to catch up a little bit more, chopped it down from 4/10 to 2.5 But if you want to catch up with that 25, you have to go single file, and that's what these guys are doing right now. But I don't know of how much Dylan Cunningham and the number 81 wants to go single file. So they want to race for every position that they can. But if they do that, then that's going to just allow that 25 to pull away. Get for second.
Yeah, Cunningham puts it to the inside. That helps Ebrahimian out a lot. These guys not playing friendly with each other. They're not really teaming up as they need to. They're going right at it for P2 as Edwards falls off the pack. I still think they are catching the 25. They're definitely cut into this lead, so we could be setting up for a good battle here in a couple of laps' time.
And speaking of a battle, we have a battle for second.
Oh,
good lord.
Dylan Cunningham sent that in. He was taking no prisoners and, forced the 22 way up the racetrack. And, wow, that really knocked Jacob Boyd out of the groove and killed some of his momentum that he was gaining on the 25.
Last stretch at Kansas is not a half-mile short track, but that's what they were doing right there. They were being and banging for second, and Cunningham moved the 22 out of the way. And now I feel like Cunningham could have a shot to close down this 25 of Ebrahimian and catch up to him.
Yeah, 25's pace has definitely dropped off the last couple of laps. Not been as quick as he was at the earlier stage. And Cunningham has gained on him. Can he look for a pass in their turns 1 and 2 this time as they cross the start-finish line on lap number 18?
And he's going to try. Can he do what he did to the 22? He's going to do the same thing, but give the 25 a little bit more room. Smart Motorsports number 9 for Cunningham. I'm Dylan Cunningham to the race lead, but here comes Jacob Boyd trying to get by the 25 as well, and he will. And the A1's going to move the 25 out of the way as well.
Yeah, 25's fallen like a rock. He's lost one position. He might be outside the top 5 soon, because here comes Jade Madison in the 7. The Collins Racing battalion coming as well. That is Christian Russell and James Fletcher. Now can Cunningham kick on and potentially win this race, but Boyd might have something to say about that. I can't imagine the driver of the 22 is going to be too happy with Cunningham for the way he got raced earlier. Can we see some retaliation if the 22 can catch up to the 94?
Who knows? The 94 whooped the side of the 22 earlier, and like I said, this isn't a short track. They are racing like it is, and if they want to win with 7 laps to go, they might as well just knock them out of the way just to do it. But now roles have reversed, because now everyone's trying to catch up with the 94 and set it up to 25.
Yep, and there's a lot of lit cars now in this kind of league group here. We'll see Ethan Foster coming up for the first time today. How about Noah Clifton for your team in the 97 as well? And then the 9 of Holly Ocko rounds out the top 10 as the 22 and the 7 way up the racetrack there. Something happened to Jacob Boyd, and he's going to lose a lot of momentum and a lot of positions as it's now the 81 of Jordan Edwards into second place.
That might have been huge. That was huge for the 22 of Jacob Boyd. I don't think he's going to have enough time to catch up to these guys. Oh, he definitely isn't. He's still trapped on the top side. And the way that Kansas was, if they're on that top side, it is not going to work. And that's what just happened to Jacob Boyd. And now these guys have to try to catch up with the top guy late in this race.
5 to go at Kansas, and Dylan Cunningham is looking for an incredible back-to-back wins to kick off the NRUK Cup Series season. But Jordan Edwards wants to say something about that. Dylan Ebrahimian's had a strong car for most of the race. Christian Russell hasn't been anywhere in this race, but now he's up towards the front. Ethan Foster is in the top 5, but it's all about this man right now, the 94. Could he do it once again?
It's looking very good for that Smart Motorsports number 9 for Dylan Cunningham. He won that Daytona, and right now, coming to 3 laps to go, it's looking very likely that he will win 2 in a row, but it's not confirmed yet. He still has to race for the race win, and the way that these 2 are pushing right behind him, we could be up for a good finish.
Lap cars will not be a factor. I don't think they're going to catch Ryan Henderson before the end, but the 81 of Jordan Edwards has gained massively, and a great run off the turn for Edwards. 2 to go. Can the 81 get past the 94? They're going to hurtle into turns 1 and 2, but the 25 looks inside instead.
They're still going to have a massive run during the back stretch, though they might have a shot. Yeah, but it's not Mike. They will have a shot on his final lap, and we might be in for a show for the final lap of this race.
1 lap to go. 4 drivers possibly in with a chance of winning. Cunningham leads us to the white flag. Can Jordan Edwards gets the inside lane. Cunningham didn't get the best line there, but he still managed to close the door on the 21. The 81. What can Dylan Ibrahimian do? Christian Russell in 4th, but Cunningham is hanging his own. Final chance for Jordan Edwards. Can he get there? It's going to be too little too late. Off of turn 4. What a way to start your season. Back-to-back wins in the NRUK Pro-Am series for Dylan Cunningham as everyone crosses the line. And Smart Motorsports are on an absolute tear in the NRUK Pro-Am series right now. Dylan Cunningham has opened the season with 2 wins in a row.
Well, I think it's fairly clear early on in the season that Dylan Cunningham is the massive favorite for this championship in the Pro-Am series. And right now, no one can stop him. 2 wins in a row, and we're only 2 races in.
Sean Edwards ran very well, gets second. Dylan Ibrahimian probably will be disappointed with that P3. It was a top 5 rounded out by Collins Racing. The 21 of Christian Russell and the 12 of James Fletcher. As we go take a look at the full results here. 6th place for one of your drivers, Noah Clifton. How do you feel about that?
Pretty good. We didn't really see Clifton up front all that race, but he started towards the back of the field and he was able to work his way all the way up to the front. So, good top 6 for that number 9 team, especially for Clifton.
7th place for Ethan Foster in the end. Holly Opko gets 8th place for her, and Alison Rain comes home in P9. Jacob Boyd rounds out the top 10. He was up the front today as well. We see the rest of your order there on your screen. Bradley Reen and Ryan Henderson with issues on their cars during the race, and also Austin Vince had a gearbox issue before the race had even begun. That was 27 laps of Kansas. Next time, I can't remember what we're going. I think we're going to Bristol, but I could be wrong on that. But boy, Bristol is always wild in the NRUK. Thanks very much to Nathan Stapleton for joining us in the commentary booth today. Hopefully we'll see you some other time this season.
No problem. It was a fun one here at Kansas, and hopefully I can join you up in the booth for a lot more races, because that was a pretty good one here in the Midwest. Yep,
that will round us off. Until next time, this has been Jake Galloway and Nathan Stapleton, and we'll see you guys soon for the NRUK Cup Series action from this incredible racetrack. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you then.